Hello and welcome to this week's Dvar Torah. In this week's Seder Parshas Acharei Mos, we read about the special service that the Kohen Gadol did in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Holy of Holies, only once a year on Yom Kippur. When he was entering the Holy of Holies, he had special clothes he needed to wear. On a normal day, the Kohen Gadol had special clothing that he wore, but on Yom Kippur, for the entry into the Kodesh HaKadoshim, there was separate clothes, a set of white clothing. And it's explained by our rabbis, the reason the Kohen Gadol didn't wear his regular clothing when he went into the Kodesh HaKadoshim was because his regular clothing might remind God, in inverted commas, of the golden calf. The regular clothing contained a lot of gold, and we didn't want to come in to the Kodesh HaKadoshim, to the Holy of Holies, wearing clothing that might affect things negatively. And as I was thinking about this, something else came to light, and something else reminded me of a study that I saw by a famous professor from UCLA by the name of Albert Mehrabian. Albert Mehrabian says that when people listen to someone giving a speech, when people listen to someone communicating with them, 7% of their impact is made by the words that are said. 35% or 38% of the impact is made by how it's said. And 55% of the impact are made by facial expressions and other cues that the body gives off. So that most of the impact of a speech and most of the impact of communication with other people is not so much about what you say and not so much about how you say it, but how you present yourself whilst you're saying it. And people don't take that into account sometimes. It's not always what they say, it's how they say it. Sometimes we say something and we think it's a nice comment, but we've not said it right. Or we're not saying it at the right time. Everything has to come together to be right. Even if the Kohen Gadol is coming and doing the greatest service to the greatest atonement for the Jewish people, if the circumstances, if his clothing is incorrect, it gives the wrong message. And so sometimes we need to ask ourselves when we're communicating, not only are we saying the right things, but are we communicating the right message by the way we behave, by the way we are passing on the message, by the way we are giving this message to the people that are hearing it. Because what you say and what people hear is not always the same thing. And so we see this very, very important study and this very, very important concept reflected in this week's Seder. And the next time you want to get your message across to other people, make sure you get it across elegantly. Make sure you get it across correctly. But make sure that you don't ever ignore the most important part of communication. Everything else that goes around the communication, and not only merely the words that you say. Have a very good Shabbos.